Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Experience podcast. Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Experience podcast. I am Ben Crompton. You might recognize me from other podcasts such as The Two Fat Brokers, The Hunt for Red October, and How I Met Your Mother. And today we're here with one of our most experienced sales agents, Mae de Galzain.
No.
And we are talking about what is driving the Abu Dhabi market in 2025. Obviously, the market's doing really well right now. It's very positive. What's causing that? Mae, if you were to pick one thing, what would it be?
The Offplan Projects that's been launching quite in Abu Dhabi. That was more quiet before and much more active nowadays.
So there's a lot of off-plan projects launching right now?
A lot, yes. Much more compared to a few years back, I would say, which used to be more about once every 6 months or so. Now we experience it more like one or two almost per month, I would say, during the season of winter mainly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, quite a few now, but people trying to get these projects out before school holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So,
exactly.
Give us a couple of examples. What kind of projects are they launching right now?
Well, we had the most recent, which is happening nowadays, is Hedge Island. And
Much anticipated?
Much anticipated and long waited, yes. And we've been seeing some projects a lot in Reem Island as well nowadays, which has picked up as well. It's a very, interesting area who was between, I would say, and more stable, not is picking up.
What's been your favorite project in Reem Island, do you think?
One of my favorite projects. I like quite a few projects. There is
just pick one.
I like the one by SAS.
Yeah.
Size projects are quite nice.
Size heights.
Size heights.
Yeah.
Size 11s, and yes.
Okay, very nice. Mm-hmm. And so obviously these projects, they're launching, but people have got to buy them. And obviously the more they buy, the more launch, and that's how it goes. Why do you think people are still buying?
Because for multiple reasons. If we're comparing also with, what's happening in other regions in the world, economically, politically, that affects a lot of why we're having more and more people investing here for security.
Do you think there
and great income.
A lot of foreign buyers?
A lot of foreign buyers,
yeah.
Yes. We experience that with much more. It's internal and mainly internationals as well.
Where are people from who are buying in Abu Dhabi right now?
We had a mix. It was we had a lot of from England.
Really? People?
We had quite. I experienced some launch in UK. So yes, French and all. Some they're coming there. They're getting there. And then we have, of course, Russia and China as well.
Russians still buying? I know they were buying a lot earlier.
Yes, they're still buying, but much more quiet. They're much more quiet than before. Less, I would say. Yes, a bit less. And then, but realistically, from all over the world, India as well, Asia, Europe, and even America as well. Yeah.
America as well.
Yes.
I'm surprised they know much about the region, but I think Alda in particular has been doing they've been focusing a lot on trying to get foreign buyers, right?
There's a lot of marketing going on, yes. So they're more aware. So Abu Dhabi was not a place that was very known compared to Dubai before, and now with all this marketings and the outside the country, they're getting more educated on where and what is Abu Dhabi in UAE. So we see more interest shifting to here.
It's not just Dubai
now. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. So that's the push. That's why people are kind of like looking at Abu Dhabi, political instability. Some economies not doing as well. Mm-hmm. I think it was announced like in 2024, UAE economy grew 4%, which is the same as China. China grew 4%. So you're getting a really, really good growing economy here. But what's the pull? Like why are people kind of like looking at Abu Dhabi? What's Abu Dhabi doing to try and kind of bring people in? New projects?
We're seeing the return that it brings, that it's ROI wise or with potential appreciation with off plans. And Abu Dhabi, they also, how would I say, they're really developing strategically, and this is what they're showing in terms of the comparison. To compare to Dubai, where we had many developers, a lot of inventory coming in the markets. Abu Dhabi, they're more strategically developing, and they're always leaving a gap, I would say, between the offer to demand so far. So that's why we think.
In terms of supply and demand. And then what
Supply
about
and
things
demand.
like Disney?
Well, yes, yes, of course.
it's a
Also,
big
other
pull.
factors. Yes,
Yeah.
there is more world-renowned facilities coming to Abu Dhabi, like Disney, Harry Potter.
Harry Potter's Wizarding World.
We
Yeah.
wait. Yes.
I thought that was just going to be part of Warner Brothers, but apparently it's going to be its own whole building.
Yes, totally. They will make their own theme park.
Okay, that's pretty strange. And obviously we've got Etihad Rail, which is scheduled to be coming through Yas, Saadiyat and Reem Island.
Correct.
Nice connection.
Yes, that will bring more easy way to people to commute between, which we have seen in other countries, cities in the world, metro, trains, and is very important and brings value for communities that can be outside the main city center.
And have you followed the schools announcements?
Schools, yes, we have big schools coming. I mean, they've been announcing.
Mostly British, and then only French ones.
Yes, I mean, we're
Well, the
mainly
Theodore
having
Monod
American and
just
British.
moved to Saadiyat, right? A couple of years ago now?
Yes, about a couple of
Yeah.
years. And then they announced there's a renowned one in Jubail, Fahid
Gordonston
Islands.
in Jubail, yeah, which
Yeah.
King Charles used to go to when he was younger.
Yes, exactly.
From
Yeah.
Scotland. It's not British. It's not English, but it's British. Yeah.
Yes. And Fahid Island as well, they announced a big school coming there.
Yeah, King's College, and then I think Saadiyat is Harrow, which for English people, I guess, it's pretty famous. It's the one just below Eton, which I think everyone's kind of heard of Eton, which is where the princes went. Harrow is like the next most famous.
So we're speaking about high end also schools coming. Yes.
Yeah, I mean they're branded schools, and so I guess that's a good way to attract people in, like education that they've heard of, because when people come here, it's mostly they get their job first, school second, house third. So if you can lock down the schools, people will want to live close to their school.
Totally. And I mean, I know we were lacking of schools in terms of even Yas Island before, and now we have also British curriculum that opened in Oya, for example.
Yeah, true.
And then we still have Sabis and West Yas Plaza as well. That's been very recent. So yes, all these communities which bring family will need as well school around and accessible from their house.
Yeah, so these are branded schools. Another feature of 2025 has been kind of branded residency. What have you thought about all of these branded residencies?
So this is an interesting, actually, question, because now we're seeing more branded and luxurious coming in the market. So Reem Island actually is one of them, what I mentioned, because we're seeing more luxurious into Saadiyat, a bit on Yas Island, but mainly focused on Saadiyat area. And now we're seeing it spreading towards Reem Island, for example, which was not so much the trend there. And I mean, of course, now Fahid and more on Yas Island, which seems to be attracting more of the type of buyer that we have in Abu Dhabi.
Just so SAS's projects on Reem Island are pretty well known as being, very high end. The most expensive project there is one Reem, right? The built project.
Yes.
So, what other luxurious projects are coming to Reem Island?
I mean, so yes, we have SAS, which they also launched Cement these days in collaboration with Marriott. So you have
is that Edition or something?
Yes.
So
exactly.
that's a branded residence, basically.
Exactly. So this is what we start seeing. St. Regis coming as well in collaboration with us as well.
Yeah, Marriott Island. Yeah, they had the W Marriott with Taraf. That was last year, I think. Yeah.
Yes, that came in Mae Island, very nearby, and then we have Four Seasons that will be coming, but that's Saadiyat Island as well. They're already on Mae Island.
And Modon launched a project on Reem Island as well, didn't they? Not long ago.
Yes.
Just opposite Marriott Island.
I'm not sure which brand
I'm
it was.
gonna try and remember the name there.
Bulgaria, maybe.
Yeah.
But we've seen, I mean, Elisab as well on Reem Island
of course,
as well. That came
yeah.
about a year and a half ago. So
Yeah.
it started.
And yes, I don't know. Aldar launched Fostoria.
Yes.
What did you think of that project?
I mean, beautiful projects. It has sold out very fast. It was one of the highest. I mean, one of the highest price point community we experienced on Yas Island.
Yeah.
But due to, I mean, also the events that's happening on Yas and the interest that we're seeing shifting as well. Towards Yas compared to before, used to be a bit too far from the city and not so much an area that's been looked at. Now it's attracting as well a different kind, because also, I mean, we're seeing the price as well changing over around Abu Dhabi.
True. So talking about prices, which areas you think are the hotspots for kind of price appreciation, and which areas you think are, not doing as well right now?
So it's a good question, because I mean, right now we are more focused on the key area, which I would say are Saadiyat. Even being a high price point, I still believe it can increase, because again, comparing to very popular areas in big cities in the world. I mean, we're one of the richest cities in the world. So we're still quite good prices. And then, well, of course, that is Jubail, that is Fahid, or Yas Island. These are the key area. And Reem Island, which is picking back up much more now than before. It was very stable.
What about Raha Beach?
And I forgot, of course, our dear Raha Beach.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not all appreciating at the same speed, right? I mean, Saadiyat's been the big kind of capital appreciation driver for a while. Do you think that's going to keep going?
Yes, I believe it will still. We still haven't reached to the maximum. Yes, now because
is there a maximum in real estate?
I
Surely
mean,
it just keeps
there's no
going up.
maximum, but I also see what's getting built there. I mean, we see all the museum openings, all the facilities are not there yet.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the museums, right? Guggenheim is coming.
We have Guggenheim.
One of the labs just opened up.
Yes, Team Labs. Team Labs, the Japanese concept has opened.
Yeah.
The Natural History Museum is
Zayed
coming
Museum
up.
obviously looks pretty close to being finished.
And one of the first UAE museums that we'll have in UAE.
Yeah, focused on the UAE.
Yes, exactly. So that will bring up a lot. And I mean, you're still on areas that are very in constructions too. So in a way, it affects when it will be fully settled. I think that's where we're going to see more.
What about Al Reef?
Well, Al Reef.
Unloved Al Reef.
My dear Al Reef. So Reef had a big lowdown for the past years until COVID, I think, where they touched bottom.
Yeah, true.
And now we're seeing the prices were good. I mean, see, the prices are increasing overall in the markets.
But Reef's been slow to recover, right? Reem also. Saadiyat was always going, Jubail as well, Yas as well. Raha Beach was quiet, probably until beginning of last year, beginning of 2024. Reem is now in the last 12 months kind of coming up.
Yes, and I mean, exactly. It's more slow because it joined what we were saying, the fact that people are more focusing on luxurious.
True.
Again, so that's why we're seeing
new.
more luxurious, larger size and things like that attracts. So yes, that's why Reem, a lot of competitions and the market, I mean, kind of property that they were offering were not the same as what they offer today.
Yeah, true. And I think when we haven't spoken about this, but obviously one of the big drivers of Saadiyat prices has been ADGM. These hedge funds and these, asset management companies coming into ADGM, where are they going to live? They're going to live on Saadiyat, right? And those people, they get paid a lot of money. And then I think the spillover has been, okay, so Saadiyat, there's not much to buy on Saadiyat that's built, right? Hid, Saadiyat Beach, Villas, Mamsha, pretty much.
Very limited.
And then the spillover is then into Jubail, then into Yas. So, the outlying areas have taken kind of a little bit of time to start growing.
True. I mean, it's true because even Yas Island, if you look into Yas Island, we have 3 communities of apartments, very few community of villa and townhouse that are more coming up. But this is where we see the gap in the market. So yes, I mean, we have a population of over 1.5 million living in Abu Dhabi, and we have probably over 125,000 unit freeholds for buyers, and also based now on the rental also, because yes, price of property has increased, but rental has increased as well. So we saw a shift last year of end users buying more and more to live in instead of paying a rent.
Yeah, true. Before then, it'd been mostly investors buying off plan.
Exactly.
Do you see many end users buying off plan, or is it really just investors?
Well, we see a good mix of it. The end users, if they can grab it during the launch, yes, they buy, or they will buy close to handover during those mainly 2 phases, because during end users are usually more using mortgage, so that's why we think more towards handover or at the beginning to be able to have a payment plan and manage the cash flow as well.
True. I mean, you make a good point about there not actually being that many properties that you can buy in Abu Dhabi, as, in terms of in investment zones, and a lot of people still living, let's say renting in Khalifa A or on Abu Dhabi City or these places. Do you think, as people get a bit more comfortable with the market, a bit more comfortable with buying, that the demand will come from those areas, that they'll want to buy, and they can't buy where they're living, so they're going to kind of try and buy in these other places?
Yes, exactly. That totally, because now that's what we will see. I think in the near future, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a shift in the market more towards the area that's it's been launching, like Masdar City, Zayed City as well, where we have Bloom Livings, for example, community, which will be great when it's going to be fully developed. This kind of master communities will attract, it's already starting attracting, and I think we will start going towards those places, maybe again, as we're Raha Beach, which now we're starting seeing again, finally some off-plan launching, which was very quiet for the past few years.
Yeah, true. Rabas, there, and also Advanced have got a project there as well. Right?
Exactly, and also Bab Al Qasr will be launching as well, a new one very soon. They're starting taking new one, but yeah.
Interesting. So it's also, we didn't really mention Masdar, which a lot of people forget about, is somewhere where you can buy, and also, of course, Bloom Living. And those places, similar to Al Reef, have been kind of overlooked. They haven't benefited from the price rises that there's been elsewhere. Particularly if you compare Noya to Bloom Living, they launched at pretty much the same price. They're pretty much the same size units. But Noya has seen 30-40% appreciation since launch.
Incredibly.
Yes. And Bloom Living, nothing close to that. You're probably still getting some units at OP, a little bit of a premium.
But we see an alignment of the prices when it gets closer. Sellers and all are quite educated in that way, that they're seeing the price of Yas and aligning on the fair price just below this, because they know the value.
The things transacting at that, because Yas Island is Yas Island, and we spoke about Disney and Yas Water World and Yas Links and all these other things that it's got there.
Yes.
Bloom Living doesn't have the same amenities.
Yes. So. No, but still, they are still on the lower price point. Again, if you compare Noya 2-bedroom at 2.7 million, let's say for similar in Bloom, you will find for approximately 2.4, let's say 2.3 more or less. So we still have the gap of the location there. And then, of course, yes, when the community will be built, we can then expect to still an increase by then.
Yeah. And also then, and this is something we almost never talk about, is Al Raiman, just even further south of that. And again, there's not a lot of transactions there, but obviously relatively low premium at the moment. But again, somewhere where we might be looking, for price increases in the future.
Yes.
Might be a bit of value.
And it's interesting. What you say is, it's interesting because we do underlook those areas. Masdar City, they think it's underperforming. But no, it's underlooked, I would say, because actually, if you really look into it, Masdar City, and even Reef, yes, prices has been not going as high, but the return on investment is actually some of the best in the market.
Yeah, true. Yeah, some of those studios in Masdar City is like 8, 9,
even sometimes 10. Yes. 10. yes.
Yeah.
If you get a good deal and you get
some
it rent
right. Unloved projects.
And yes, because and even compare, because the rent going up everywhere, the rent is still lower there, but compared to the price of the property, it has a difference. So it's not bad area to invest in, but for lower price tickets, it can be a good start with.
Is it have any like locations? So there's one a little bit. Have any locations surprised you in terms of how well they've done, or how, let's say, not say badly, because nowhere's like kind of gone down, but areas that haven't performed?
Well, surprised. I mean, what surprised me in this market anymore?
Yeah, it's true.
Yes.
Or some launches where you look at it and you go like, that's never going to sell, and then it just gets blown out the water.
Yes, exactly. I mean, the one that was surprising and not, because I mean, it depends on which perspective you're looking at. Like Fahid Island. I mean, if we're in a mind of let's say a buyer that's seen the markets change throughout the years, we would think like what I've heard before, like the prices, it's really high for a first in a new area, and or compared to maybe what Saadiyat was selling before. But again, we're in a very different trend of market. So it in the mind of someone that has bought before, it can sound pretty crazy to buy there, because they bought for probably the same price 4 or 5 years ago to Saadiyat.
Yeah.
And now we're further down. And I mean, I wouldn't say I was surprised of that it did well. I was in between, I would say. We were thinking it might be a bit too high. But it's actually, I mean, we right between the price of Saadiyat and so they calculate right. I mean, the price market, and it's sold without any issue.
The one bed was starting 3.6 for that. So that's $1 million for a one bed.
Yes, about
80 square meters. Yeah. So when you think about it like that, it seems like an incredibly high price. And also, us as real estate agents, we have to adjust because, we've been in the market a long time. We've seen the prices much lower than that.
Yes.
And so when you see that launch, we have to adjust our thinking and be like, okay, this is where the market is now. We can't think about,
totally
where it was or how it compares to something else. We have to, understand this is where the market is now.
Yes, exactly. I mean, we look at prices, but we need to look at price per square foot. So we're literally between yes to Saadiyat in terms of price per square foot. So in a way, yes, it is a fair price, and
yeah, true.
And we are still have as much demand. So when you see that they sold even before reaching to brokers, it shows.
How could they? Easily, it seems.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Well, anyway, thank you, Mae.
Yes.
So that's our summary of where the market's going in 2025. We've got this push from other countries, coming here because we're, stable and growing, and then we've got the pull from the projects and the other things that are being built here, ADGM, Etihad Rail, Disney, everyone likes to say. And so that's what's going on in 2025. Mae, thank you very much for coming in. We really appreciate it. This has been the Real Estate Experience with Ben and Mae. Thank you very much. Tune in to our next session.
Thank you.